What's up, you beautiful bastards? Back for another deep dive. And today, well, everyone wants a robot butler, right? You know, to fetch beers, do the dishes, mow the lawn.
And fold the laundry.
But robots are doing way more interesting shit than all that. We're talking Vecna Robotics.
Oh, yeah. They're the ones making those robots for warehouses and shipping centers.
This isn't just about robots moving boxes around, though. Turns out Vecna's got some seriously weird history.
I mean, they've got ties to MIT, the military, even a robot designed to rescue soldiers on the battlefield.
So we got a mountain of articles here, some research papers, a few leaked memos even.
Our mission, should we choose to accept it,
is to figure out what the hell Vecna's really up to and why you should give a shit.
and why you should give a shit exactly.
We've got a real expert in the house today, someone who lives and breathes this robotics shit.
More like code, caffeine, and existential dread. But yeah, close enough.
All right, so let's cut the crap. Vecna Robotics, where the hell did these guys even come from?
So they actually spun off from a company called Vecna Technologies back in 2018. Vecna Technologies itself was founded way back in the late 90s.
The 90s, huh?
Yeah, like late 90s by a bunch of MIT brainiacs. And these guys were already knee-deep in all sorts of crazy projects, mostly in healthcare software. But they had this robotics division that was doing some seriously top-secret shit for the military.
Hold up, military. Like Terminator shit.
Not quite Terminators, but pretty damn close. They developed this thing called the Bear.
The Bear.
The Battlefield Extraction Assist Robot. It was this badass humanoid robot designed to rescue wounded soldiers from the battlefield.
So like imagine a robot braving enemy fire to pull a soldier to safety. That's some next level hero shit.
Yeah, exactly. Some next level hero shit.
So we got MIT geniuses building robots for the goddamn Pentagon. That's wild. But how the hell did they go from battlefield robots to warehouse workers?
Well, it's a pretty natural progression when you think about it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you see, the real magic behind these robots isn't the hardware. It's the software, the AI, the brain that controls them.
Right.
Vecna calls it their autonomy stack, and it's some seriously impressive shit.
Autonomy stack. Sounds like something a marketing team cooked up.
Yeah.
What the hell does it even do?
Think of it as the robot's operating system. It allows the robot to perceive its surroundings, navigate complex environments, make decisions in real time, and even learn from its experiences.
So these robots are learning.
Yeah, they are. And the autonomy stack they developed for the Bear, the battlefield robot, was so advanced that they realized it had applications way beyond the military. They saw the potential to revolutionize entire industries, starting with logistics and manufacturing.
So they took the brain of a war machine and slapped it into a forklift?
Exactly. They adapted their autonomy stack to create a whole range of robots specifically designed for material handling. You got pallet trucks, tuggers, even robots that can pick individual items off warehouse shelves.
Wow.
And these things are already out there in the real world, working alongside human workers in warehouses and distribution centers for companies like FedEx and DHL.
DHL? Wait a minute, didn't those guys host some kind of robot showdown a few years back?
You're thinking of the DHL Robotics Innovation Challenge?
That's it, yeah.
Back in 2017, they basically threw down the gauntlet to the robotics world, challenging them to come up with the most innovative solutions for warehouse automation.
Okay.
And guess who blew the competition out of the water?
Vecna.
Vecna Robotics. They walked away with the top prize with their tote retrieval system, a robot that could navigate cluttered warehouse shelves and pick out specific items with incredible accuracy.
And that was, what, a big deal for them?
Yeah, that was a major turning point for Vecna. It put them on the map as a serious player in the robotics game.
Damn, that's some impressive shit.
Oh.
So we've got these ex-military robot gurus building AI-powered warehouse workers that are already changing the game. But where the hell is this all heading? What does this mean for the future of work? Are we all going to be flipping burgers for robots in a few years?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? The rise of automation is already reshaping the job market in ways that we're only beginning to understand. Some people see it as a threat.
Oh, yeah.
Robots are coming to steal our jobs and leave us all unemployed.
Right.
But others see it as an opportunity.
An opportunity.
Yeah.
To be replaced by a machine. That's some seriously fucked up optimism right there.
Hear me out. Imagine a world where robots are doing all the dangerous, dirty, and repetitive jobs that no one really wants to do anyway.
Okay.
Jobs like hauling heavy boxes, cleaning up toxic waste, or working in hazardous environments.
Okay.
What if robots freed us up to focus on more creative, fulfilling, and meaningful work? Work that requires human ingenuity, empathy, and critical thinking.
Okay, I'm listening, but you better have a damn good argument. Because right now, all I'm seeing is a future where I'm stuck in line behind a robot trying to order a goddamn latte.
Look, I get it, the whole robot takeover thing can be pretty unsettling. But what if we shift our perspective a bit? Instead of seeing robots as a threat, let's think of them as tools. Powerful tools that can amplify our abilities and help us create a better world.
Okay, you're starting to sound like one of those Silicon Valley tech bros who thinks AI is going to solve all the world's problems.
Yep.
I'm still waiting to see my flying car, buddy.
Fair enough. There's definitely a lot of hype and bullshit out there when it comes to AI and robotics, but let's focus on what's actually happening right now. Companies like Vecna aren't just building robots, they're developing entire ecosystems for human-robot collaboration. They're figuring out how to integrate these machines into our existing workflows in a way that enhances human capabilities, not replaces them.
All right, let's cut the utopian bullshit for a second and get down to brass tacks. How the hell does this human-robot collaboration thing actually work in practice? Are we talking about robots handing me tools while I fix a leaky faucet?
That's not exactly Vecna's focus, but the principle is similar. Think about a warehouse environment. You've got human workers doing all sorts of tasks, from picking and packing orders to loading and unloading trucks. It's a complex, dynamic environment with a lot of moving parts. What Vecna is doing is creating robots that can seamlessly integrate into that environment, taking over the tasks that are most suited for machines, like moving heavy pallets or navigating crowded aisles.
So the robots are basically the warehouse's grunt workers doing all the heavy lifting while the humans oversee the operation.
It's more nuanced than that. It's not just about robots doing the grunt work. It's about creating a more efficient and flexible workforce where humans and robots can work together seamlessly. Vecna has developed this software platform called the Pivotal Orchestration Engine that acts as the brains of the whole operation.
Pivotal orchestration engine. Sounds like something out of Star Trek. What the hell does it actually do?
It's basically a sophisticated traffic control system for the warehouse. It connects all the different players, from the robots to the human workers to the inventory management system, and makes sure everyone is on the same page. Let's say you've got an order that needs to be fulfilled. The Pivotal Orchestration Engine will figure out the most efficient way to get that order picked, packed, and shipped, taking into account the location of the items, the availability of robots and human workers, and even things like traffic flow in the warehouse.
So the robots aren't just running around like chickens with their heads cut off. They're actually coordinating with the human workers in real time.
Exactly. And here's where it gets really interesting. The Pivotal Orchestration Engine isn't just about optimizing efficiency, it's also about creating a safer and more ergonomic work environment for human workers.
Hold on a second. You're telling me these robots are actually making warehouses safer for humans? I thought robots were supposed to be stealing our jobs, not protecting us from workplace injuries.
Look, the reality is that warehouse work can be pretty damn dangerous. You've got heavy machinery, lots of moving parts, and people working long hours in often stressful conditions. Robots can help mitigate some of those risks by taking over the most hazardous tasks, like moving heavy pallets or working in tight spaces.
I'll admit that makes sense. I'd rather have a robot stacking boxes in a cramped aisle than risk a human worker getting crushed. But what about the jobs? Aren't these robots going to put a bunch of people out of work?
That's a valid concern, and it's something we need to be talking about seriously. But here's the thing. Technology has always disrupted the job market. The printing press, the automobile, the computer, these are all inventions that initially caused fear and anxiety about job displacement. But ultimately, they led to new industries, new jobs, and a higher overall standard of living.
Yeah, I've heard that argument before. But this time feels different. These robots are getting smarter, more capable, more autonomous. It's not just about automating repetitive tasks anymore. They're starting to do things that require real intelligence, things that we used to think only humans could do.
You're right, this is a different kind of technological shift. But I think that's precisely why it's so important to focus on this human-robot collaboration aspect. The key is to find ways to leverage the strengths of both humans and machines to create a synergy where the whole is greater than the sum of its parts.
All right, let's say I buy into this whole human-robot utopia you're selling. What does that future actually look like? Are we talking about robots as coworkers, robots as assistants, robots as, well, I don't even know what else.
Think about it this way. Imagine a world where robots are handling all the tasks that are dangerous, repetitive, or simply boring for humans. Tasks like cleaning up hazardous waste, assembling complex machinery, or even performing surgery. This would free up humans to focus on the things that we're uniquely good at, things that require creativity, empathy, critical thinking, and complex problem solving.
So we're talking about robots doing all the shit jobs while humans get to sit around and paint, write poetry, and solve the mysteries of the universe. Sounds pretty damn good to me.
It's not quite that simple, of course. There will be challenges, there will be disruptions, and there will be a need for retraining and adaptation. But I believe that if we approach this technological shift with foresight, creativity, and a commitment to ethical development, we have the potential to create a future where both humans and robots thrive.
All right, you've painted a pretty rosy picture, but I'm still skeptical. What about all the potential downsides? What about the possibility of robots becoming too intelligent, too powerful, too? Well, let's just say I've seen enough Terminator movies to know how this could go wrong.
Those are valid concerns, and it's important that we don't just blindly embrace new technology without considering the potential risks. We need to be having serious conversations about the ethical implications of AI, about the potential for bias, about the need for transparency and accountability. But we also need to remember that technology is a tool, and like any tool, it can be used for good or for evil. It's up to us as a society to decide how we want to shape this future.
Okay, I get it. We need to be responsible, we need to be thoughtful, we need to blah, blah, blah. Can we at least agree that if robots do end up taking over the world, they better make damn sure I still have access to a decent cup of coffee?
On that point, I think we can all agree. A world without good coffee is a world not worth living in, robot overlords or not.
All right, I can get behind that. So where do we go from here? We've talked about the technology, the potential benefits, the potential risks. What's the next step in this whole robot revolution?
I think the next step is education. We need to make sure that people understand what AI is, how it works, and what its capabilities are. We need to demystify the technology and empower people to engage in informed conversations about its development and deployment.
You're talking about educating the masses. Good luck with that. Have you seen the state of the internet lately? People can't even agree on whether the Earth is flat or round.
It's a challenge, no doubt, but I believe it's a challenge worth taking on. The future of AI is not predetermined. It's up to us as a society to decide how we want to shape it, and that starts with education.
All right, I'll give you that. Knowledge is power or some bullshit like that. But I still think we need to be prepared for the worst just in case those robots decide to go all Skynet on us.
Fair enough. It never hurts to have a backup plan. But in the meantime, let's focus on building a future where humans and robots can coexist and collaborate. A future where technology serves humanity, not the other way around.
Sounds like a plan. But I'm still keeping my eye on those Roomba vacuum cleaners. You never know what they're really up to.
You and me both. Never underestimate the power of a seemingly innocent household appliance.
Well, folks, we've covered a lot of ground today. From battlefield robots to warehouse workhorses to the potential for a robot-powered apocalypse. It's been a wild ride, and we're not done yet. We'll be back after a quick break to delve even deeper into the world of Vecna Robotics and explore what their technology means for the future of work, the future of humanity, and maybe even the future of coffee. Stay tuned, you magnificent bastards. All right, you caffeine-addicted degenerates, welcome back to the Deep Dive. We've been knee-deep in the world of Vecna Robotics, these MIT eggheads, who are basically slapping AI brains into everything that moves. We've talked about their military roots, their warehouse robots, and the whole human-robot collaboration thing. Now let's get real for a second and talk about the elephant in the room. What happens when these robots get smarter than us?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And it's not just some sci-fi fantasy. The rate at which AI is advancing is mind-boggling. We're already seeing robots that can perform surgery, write code, and even compose music. It's only a matter of time before they surpass human intelligence in many areas.
So are we talking Terminator 2 situation here, robots rising up and enslaving humanity? Gotta say, I'm not really into the whole being ruled by machines thing.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. The future is not predetermined. How AI develops and how it impacts society is largely up to us. We have the power to shape this technology and ensure that it's used for good.
All right, let's cut the kumbaya bullshit for a second. How the hell do we control something that's potentially smarter than us? It's like trying to put a leash on a goddamn velociraptor.
It's not about control, it's about alignment. We need to ensure that AI is aligned with human values, that its goals are our goals. And that starts with how we design and develop these systems.
You're talking about ethics. I thought we were past all that touchy-feely crap. Isn't AI just about algorithms and data sets?
Ethics is at the very core of AI development. The decisions we make about what data we feed these systems, how we train them, and what goals we give them will have profound implications for society. If we're not careful, we could end up creating AI that perpetuates existing biases, exacerbates inequality, or even poses an existential threat to humanity.
Okay, so we need to make sure these robots are programmed with the right values. But who the hell gets to decide what those values are? It's not like there's a universal moral code etched in stone somewhere.
That's why it's so important to have a diverse range of voices involved in the development of AI. We need engineers, scientists, ethicists, philosophers, social scientists, and people from all walks of life to come together and grapple with these complex questions. We need to have open and honest conversations about the potential risks and benefits of AI, and we need to establish clear guidelines and regulations to ensure that this technology is developed responsibly.
So you're saying we need a global AI ethics committee. That sounds about as likely as getting a bunch of politicians to agree on anything.
It might not be easy, but it's essential. We're talking about a technology that has the potential to reshape our world in profound ways. We can't afford to just sit back and let it happen. We need to be proactive and shape the future of AI in a way that benefits all of humanity.
Okay, I'm starting to get a little bit of a headache here. All this talk about ethics and responsibility is making me feel like I need another beer. Let's wrap this up with something a little more concrete. What can we as individuals do to make sure this whole AI thing doesn't go completely off the rails?
The most important thing you can do is stay informed. Read about AI, learn about its capabilities, and engage in conversations about its implications. The more people understand about this technology, the better equipped we'll be to shape its development and ensure that it's used for good.
So you're saying we need to become AI experts? That's a tall order for a bunch of lazy bastards like us.
You don't need to be an expert, you just need to be aware. And you need to be willing to speak up and hold those in power accountable. Demand transparency from tech companies, challenge biased algorithms, and advocate for ethical development practices. The future of AI is in our hands. Let's make sure we don't fuck it up.
Well, that's about all the brain-melting existential dread I can handle for one day. So there you have it, folks. The robots are coming, whether we like it or not. But hey, at least they might make us some damn fine coffee along the way. That's it for this week's Deep Dive, you beautiful bastards. Stay curious, stay skeptical, and as always, don't let the machines grind you down.